Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to episode 6 of the Hey Mike series. Sorry I've not been around for a week or two. I've had quite a few things going on here. The tuition diary is filling up nicely and a few other things happening in the background as well. But it's time to be back and getting on with some Hey Mikes. So here I am. So I'm going to get back to the question sent over by Michael Day, which if you remember in episode 4, I said I'd do 3 separate videos because it was a 3-part question. So today I'm going to answer which Wishbone Ash song was my least favourite to play live. Okay, that's the one I'm going to get onto today. There is a twist to the tale, though, so make sure you stay tuned. In the first part, which was episode 4, I answered which song did I never get to play live with the band, but I wish I had. And in the final part, I'll answer which was my favourite song to play live, which is a nightmare to answer because there was blinking loads of them that I love playing. So anyway, we'll get into that at a later date. So today, which was my least favourite song to play live and what is the twist? Well, before we get into it, if I could kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel, I'd be super grateful. It doesn't cost you anything at all. It just means you'll be notified when I put new videos up, and it helps me reach a new audience with similar interests, hopefully in music and drums, etc. So if you would do that for me, I'd be mega, mega grateful. So, okay, right, let's get into the question. So which was my least favourite song to play live, and what is that twist? Well, the song is We Stand As One. Now, if you know that song and you've seen me play it live, you might be scratching your head thinking, that's a bit of a rocker, Mike. Why wouldn't you enjoy playing that? That suits your style. You're right. Eventually, it did suit my style. But when I first was playing this song, it was February 2022. I just joined the band. And the drum part, the original drum groove, is what's called a linear drum pattern. It's where your arms and your legs, they never play at the same time, or your feet and your hands. They never play at the same time, okay? Everything is independent and separate, okay? Now, I'd done plenty of those things as drum exercises before, but it's different when you make it part of a groove. And a groove that actually is around 80 BPM. It's not particularly fast. It's pretty open as a groove. And for me, I didn't feel I was really nailing it in the way I wanted it to. Now, I think there were some contributing factors, largely nerves, you know, getting up on stage and being nervous, just joining the band and starting to tour with the band, etc. There's a little bit of nerves going on. And yeah, it just wasn't where I wanted it to be. It wasn't meeting basically the expectations of myself. So I had some options. One was to say, hey, could we take it out the set? Let me just kind of get a bit more comfortable with this groove until I feel I've got it absolutely nailed and then bring it back. That was option number 1. Option number 2 was to run away, go to the airport, never to be seen again. That was not going to happen. And option 3 was to change it, change the groove, not change the feel or anything, not to, radically change the song, but just change the drum part to something that suited me and felt more comfortable. So to cut a long story short, that's what we did. So I remember talking about it, and then we did it in a sound check at the Arcada Theatre in St. Charles near Chicago. I remember it well. We played it in the sound check. Everybody was happy with what I proposed, and I immediately felt a little bit more at ease. Like, okay, I don't have to worry about this drum part that isn't flowing for me at the moment. I'm going to play the one that I know I can play, and it's going to be groovy and funky and rocking, and it's going to work. So I remember going on stage that night feeling still a little bit nervous about the song because I wanted it to work, We played it, it worked, it sounded great. And, it didn't just change that song for me. It changed that show. That show was easily the best show I'd played to date on that tour. I felt a wave of confidence come over me as opposed to, like fear or dread or just worry or panic and all the other things that were going on during the tour. And I felt good, and it really changed the tour for me. It completely changed the tour and how I felt purely by just saying, hey, can we change the drum groove, please? And, I was a bit nervous about asking for that because it was almost, I felt at the time like, saying I wasn't capable of doing it, which I knew I was. It was just that in that environment, as soon as you twisted the little nervous energy into a live environment, which was very new to me with the band, it just wasn't working. But I knew it wasn't working, so I raised my hand and I said, no, can we make some changes? So now my intention was to go back and play the original drum part again once I'd settled with it, because I think the original drum part is great. Joe played it beautifully on the album Coat of Arms, and he played it great live. So it isn't a criticism of the drum part or Joe or anything like that. I'll make that very, very clear. If anything, it's a criticism of me. But we never went back. We never went back to that original part. We kind of kept it as this, kind of more rocky, funky groove that I ended up playing with plenty of bass drum action. And it stayed. So yeah, that was the song that, like I say, it started as a song I didn't particularly enjoy, but it became one. Actually, the twist is that it became a song I loved playing live. And I think it was in the set, I think pretty much for the first year of my time with the band. And then it kind of came in and came out and came in and came out. And it, but yeah, great song to play, great tune, great drum part written, by Joe and put down on the album by Joe. But yeah, I changed it, tweaked it, made it fit for me, and it worked. So anyway, so that's the story of what was my least favourite, but as I say, a cool twist, hopefully, that you enjoyed hearing about. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Like I say, in the next video, I'll get on to the song which was my favourite to play live. But yep, if you'd like to ask me a Hey Mike, feel free to do so in the comments below. You can reach out to me through MikeTruscottDrums.com. But I shall say cheerio for now, and I will catch you in the next video. Cheers for now. Ta-ta.